So nice to meet you all. Thank you for having me. I'm Daria Seigel. I'm a vice president at the New York City Economic Development Corporation. For those of you that may not be familiar with NYCEDC, we're a quasi-governmental agency. We serve as the economic development arm for New York City. So actually, the mayor does appoint our president, but we are a 501c3 ourselves, and that's because we manage the city-owned real estate assets. So we manage 60 million square feet of real estate throughout the 5 boroughs that we either directly lease ourselves to support the growth of communities, or we also RFP them to have new buildings and infrastructure built throughout the 5 boroughs. So our mission is to create a vibrant and inclusive and globally competitive economy for New York City. So I just want to give you a sense of some of the work that we do, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our innovation sector work focused on equity and building more resilient economy for New York. But some of the things that we do include strengthening business confidence, growing our innovation sectors, building neighborhoods where New Yorkers live, work, and play, and delivering sustainable infrastructure. So something we're well known for is we run the New York City ferry system, as an example. We also keep tabs on the state of the economy in New York City, and so as you may well be aware, New York City is ranked as the 9th largest economy in the world. And we've been really proud that we have actually only just recently surpassed our private sector jobs coming out of the pandemic. So we're really thrilled to be at a place where we're going to see continued growth. And an amazing statistic is that 1 in 7 of all businesses in New York City has started in the last year. That's a really remarkable number, and that's over 29,700 businesses all in the last year. And that really speaks to the entrepreneurial spirit of New Yorkers. Additionally, this is a little bit of a public policy wonky document, but last year you may have heard the mayor and the governor issued a report called the New New York Panel to examine the future of New York City and the region's economy. I would definitely encourage you to check it out. It's a series of 40 recommendations on ways that we're going to support the growth of the economy and the new ways that people are living and working in New York City coming out of the pandemic. And so I know I was just speaking about the strength of our economy, but something we are also very well aware of is a lot of inequities in that growth. And so really focused on Black unemployment continues to be much higher than the national average. That's something we really want to work on. And so to build a vibrant and equitable economy, we do a number of things. We invest in diverse entrepreneurship, we invest in education and workforce development. So for diverse entrepreneurship, we're investing directly in diverse-owned firms, particularly in our priority industries. We're creating access for capital to diverse entrepreneurs, and we're creating networks for people to grow their networks and peer community. In the education and workforce development space, just earlier this month, we opened Civic Hall. If you have not heard of it, it is a digital skills training hub at Union Square. It's about 65,000 square feet, and it's going to be the go-to place to upskill and reskill to get these tech jobs of the future. Of course, EDC has long made investments in workforce development and supporting applied sciences in New York City. You may be familiar with Cornell Tech on Roosevelt Island. That was an initiative that EDC did a competitive procurement around to bring an applied science university to New York City. We also funded at Columbia the Data Science Institute and the Center for Science and Progress at NYU. So really focus on building homegrown talent here in New York to fill the innovation growth that we anticipate for New York City. So some of the sectors that we care about include life sciences, where we have a $1 billion investment in growing the life sciences sector. There are over 1,000 companies and 40,000 jobs in the life sciences sector in New York City today. Additionally, we're focused on growing the green economy. New York City is really paving the way in having ambitious climate goals and setting an ambition of 100% clean electricity by 2040. And so we're really going to need to upskill and reskill and bring in a lot of climate tech solutions for us to be able to accomplish those goals. And then I lead our tech portfolio. So we're focused on growing emerging sectors like AI, machine learning, blockchain, Web3, cybersecurity, fintech. And we're really proud that we have the 2nd largest tech ecosystem in the world, and that tech is now 7% of the city's total workforce. It's actually now rivaling the same size as the financial services industry. And then AI, we're really excited about the growth of AI in New York City and how it's going to impact all of our sectors. And there are over 40,000 people with AI and AI-adjacent skills located in the metropolitan area today, only second to the Bay Area. I should also mention for life sciences, oh, I have a deck now, so that's so much better. I'm going to skip ahead. Life sciences, you may have heard of the announcement about Spark Kips Bay that was made recently. Spark stands for the Science Park and Research Campus. It's going to be opening in Kips Bay with expected groundbreaking in 2025. The master plan was recently released, and this is a huge investment by the city and the state to create a job and industry hub for the life sciences in New York City, alongside a lot of other life sciences clustering that's been happening on the Far East Side as well as in Harlem and Manhattan. So what I really am here to talk to you today about is some of the programs that we're running to support diverse entrepreneurship, really across industry sectors. We really view the work that we're doing as cross-sector, supporting founders and early-stage startups so that they can grow and scale successfully here locally in New York City. So our Venture Access NYC program is truly a suite of programs focused on delivering a more inclusive and vibrant tech ecosystem. So we have a series of programs that we're rolling out. 2 of them are now active, including our Founder Fellowship, which launched in 2022, and then the Venture Access Alliance, which just launched in October during New York Tech Week. So I'll go into each of these programs. So our Founder Fellowship is a program that's supporting underrepresented founders with the skills they need to grow here in New York City. We just supported a cohort of 100 underrepresented founders across 5 different program operators this past year. Those operators included New Lab at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, Company Ventures, Chloe Capital, Visible Hands, and the Tech Incubator at Queens College. And they all had about a cohort of about 20 people each. Again, all New York City first-time founders and in a range of sectors, which included digital health, life sciences, the climate tech, e-commerce, and more. And so the program offerings include that every one of our founders gets individualized work plans to identify key gaps and opportunities for their growth, cohort convenings, connections to investors to hopefully invest in their companies and also provide mentorship, access to networks, offering free and low-cost wraparound services like legal provisions, workspace, et cetera. And we have also, as the City of New York, provided a lot of resources through access to city agencies and leadership. I love this picture of some of our city leaders meeting with our Founder Fellows, including our deputy mayor there. So in our last round, we've received over 550 applications from New Yorkers to participate in this program. As I mentioned, 100 companies were selected. They were allowed to have co-founders. We served over 150 entrepreneurs, and 2/3 of them were female-led, and 80% of them had a Black, Latinx, or Asian-led founder, which was really incredible. In terms of outcomes from that program, over 300 investor introductions were made during the time of their program. They've raised over $12 million just during that 4-month stretch of the program. 79 new people have been hired through these 100 startups, and we saw an over $110 million valuation increase as a result of participating in this program. So just wanted to highlight some of the exciting announcements. So Chloe Capital, one of our program operators, invested $375,000 across 7 fellow companies. Visible Hands provided grants to every single one of the program participants. Company Ventures helped raise over $1.4 million for their founders. And on and on. We saw really great success during a really difficult capital market. Some of our program participants also went on to do great things. We saw Wearwell, which is a life sciences company, raise over $3.7 million in seed funding. We ran a pilot program with It's Electric, which is an EV charging company, at one of our EDC properties at Sunset Park in the Brooklyn Army Terminal. Our founder, Numina, spoke at the White House Infrastructure Summit, and on and on. So we're really excited to champion these fellows, and like I said, see them continue to grow and succeed here in New York. So where are we going from here? So we are launching our next round of applications to support these underrepresented founders. We'll be serving this in this next cohort up to 120 entrepreneurs across 60 fellow teams, continuing to work with 4 of our program operators. So I mentioned Chloe Capital, New Lab, Company, and Visible Hands. Applications are open right now. They close next week. So if there are any early stage founders either in the room or in your networks, please share this opportunity with them. And we'll also be rolling out an alumni network to continue to grow this community and support them with city services, RFPs, grant opportunities, et cetera, to keep them in our network. So the next program that I mentioned we rolled out just a few weeks ago, we're really excited about. I think of the Founder Fellows as sort of the top down, is working with the founders directly, but we need to work from the bottom down as well. And so the Alliance is working directly with the venture capital industry to improve DEI outcomes in the tech sector. And so we launched this initiative as a coalition of startup investors who want to work with us, with the City of New York, to do better. So to both diversify their own workforces, because we know that the people who are writing their checks need to be more diverse, and make sure that the funding is getting into the hands of underrepresented founders. Nationwide, only about 2% of venture capital dollars are going to female and diverse founded teams. And so we really need to move the needle, and we really think that New York City has the opportunity to stand apart and do much better. And so this effort is being chaired by Fred Wilson from Union Square Ventures and Jared Tingle from Harlem Capital, and really proud to share that we have over 90 VC firms that have signed up to work with us to improve these outcomes. So that's a really exciting momentum. The work has only really just begun, but hopefully you'll be hearing more about this, and we'll start to see those venture dollars increase and get into the hands of those underrepresented founders. We also have support from the Ford Foundation and the Annenberg Foundation in this effort, working closely with our friends at Tech NYC, and also thought leadership from Pledge LA, which runs a similar program for LA founders. So our next steps for this work is we're going to continue to onboard more venture capitalists to join us in this effort, developing a regular calendar of activities and events with our members, co-developing milestones and setting targets, ambitious targets on where we can go to improve these outcomes. So we'll be doing more. You'll be hearing more. If there are any VCs in the room that want to participate, really welcome you to chat with me as we really look to really change the face of the tech sector as we move into the next few years. Another program that EDC is running is the Catalyst Fund. And this is a fund of funds where we're investing about up to $40 million in our first tranche in 10 to 15 different VC firms that are aligned with our impact objectives. So they have to include supporting diverse entrepreneurship, supporting community development, and focusing on those emerging sectors like life sciences, green economy, and technology. So this is an open call right now for VCs who are interested in getting funding from the City of New York to apply based on their track record of investing in those sectors. And so lastly, I did want to just do a little plug that we did issue this diversity in venture capital report last month. If you scan the QR code, you can take a look at it and see where we are today and the huge opportunity that we have ahead of us to improve DEI in these emerging innovation sectors moving forward. Additionally, as I mentioned, the Founder Fellowship has open applications right now, so please take a picture of this, share this with your friends, get the word out about this incredible opportunity, and we're really excited to continue to push forward to leverage city dollars and EDC funding to support the growth of these innovation sectors and make sure that they're built more equitable and really reflect the diversity that we have in New York City today. So that was just a quick overview. I hope to chat with more of you throughout the rest of the day. Thank you so much for having me.